What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got Sebastian Fundora and Errol Spence in the news. This is Michael Benson's verified Twitter account, and Michael Benson is a very good source when it comes to getting boxing news or whatever. He recently posted Sebastian Fundora versus Errol Spence is a done deal and will be happening next after Terence Crawford and Fundora made an agreement which allows Fundora to have a voluntary defense versus Spence before revisiting the order Crawford fights if he wins. Okay, so I think this is interesting. Obviously this is a fight that's been talked about with Terence Crawford too, but more so Errol Spence and Sebastian Fundora as to seeing what they were going to be doing next or whatever the situation may be. Now, Sebastian Fundora just came off of an upset victory over former undefeated who was it? WBO champion Tim Tszyu. I think it was a WBO. The WBO champion Tim Tszyu. A fight in which I definitely feel like Tim Tszyu should have gotten a rematch with or whatnot. A fight that I felt like Tim Tszyu would have won had it not been for the gash and all that type of stuff. A fight that I felt like Tim Tszyu showed hard in or whatnot. So, but whatever the case may be, Sebastian Fundora got the victory or whatever, and now is moving forward to apparently Errol Spence. Errol Spence has not fought since July of 2023, which was his defeat to Terence Crawford or whatnot. A lot of people, even like myself, kind of speculate that Errol Spence, it seemed like something was going on with him, whatever the situation may be. However, I still give Terence Crawford full credit for beating Errol Spence because, again, that's a fight that we've been asking for. And, you kind of can't blame Terence Crawford when Errol Spence was the one that stated, like, he wants to clean up his side of the street first, then come and see Terence Crawford. In which he did. He kept his word, but it's like you can't blame Terence Crawford for Errol Spence. Like, maybe if Errol Spence was weight drained or whatever the situation may be, that's not on Terence because Errol, basically made that, that up what so, he hasn't fought since then, and now getting a title shot at, I believe, Sebastian Fundora is the unified champion. He has the WBO and the WBC. So with that being said, you have to wonder how much does Errol Spence have left in him? Errol has not been active at all lately, especially like since his car accident in 2019. I believe that was the last time he might have fought twice in 1 year. I believe he fought Mikey Garcia early that year, then fought Sean Porter later that year, and then like maybe a month or two afterwards, I believe maybe like a month afterwards, he got into that horrific car accident. And he came back to December 2020 against Danny Garcia. Was supposed to come back August of 2021 against Manny Pacquiao, but he was injured. He had a torn retina or whatnot, and so ended up coming back March 2022 against Yordenis Ugas. And then what did he do after that? So March 2022. You guys got to excuse me. All of this is just coming off the dome or whatnot. So just going off a memory bank with my memory bank. But after March, he then fought Terence Crawford in 2023. So he's not been active at all or whatnot. And I'm kind of wondering how this may play an effect in this fight with Sebastian Fundora. And I know not Terence Crawford, but Errol Spence is not really one to make have tune-ups or whatnot. But I think a lot of people respect that about him, including myself. I respect that, but it is one of those things where it's like, bro, you probably should take a tune-up in this fight because, again, we don't know how much you have left, what was taken out. A lot of people don't understand boxing, right? A lot of people don't understand when you're in a fight. Like, I remember Bernard Hopkins said, like, after Adrian Broner fought Marcos Maidana, they interviewed Bernard Hopkins and they were asking him, they were like, Well, I forgot what they asked. They asked him something about the fight, but that was just but Bernard Hopkins was saying like, bro, if Adrian Broner had 10 fights left in him, he now has 7 fights left in him after that fight. Like those type of beatings and stuff, it really takes a lot out of you. And that's why guys like, like Floyd Mayweather last a little bit longer in the career, compared to a guy like Brandon Rios, somebody who's just a brawler that doesn't really rely on, defense. That, they tend not to last that long because, bro, those type of wars takes a lot out of you. I mean, look at Miguel Cotto's last fight against Dom Ali, right? He was just mentally and physically checked out. We know ain't no way Saddam Ali was supposed to beat Miguel Cotto at all. But Miguel Cotto was just checked out at that point, you know what I'm saying? And he had nothing left or whatever. So I say that to say Terence Crawford really put a beating on Errol Spence. And that we haven't seen Errol Spence since then. So you can't help but wonder, did the layoff, does that make him even more rusty? Does that fight make him now? Because a lot of times after fighters take their first loss, something changes about them, right? Like I know when Adrian Broner took his first loss, he seemed like he was a bit more gun shy. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it came to fighters that was pressing the action. Those were the most difficult fights for Adrian Broner. And same could be said. I said same could be said. Same could be said with Errol Spence. Who knows what that fight took out of him, what type of psychological or mental stress or toll that it had on him. Now maybe the layoff was a good thing. Maybe he needed that time off. Was it the weight? Who knows? Was it the weight? Maybe 154 does better for Errol. Maybe it just we don't know. But I do know one thing. Sebastian Fundora is going to be there to bring the fight. So any questions that we have of Errol Spence will be answered the night that him and Sebastian Fundora fight, because Sebastian Fundora is not one to try to outbox. He tries to stick it in their paws and go on the inside and just and work there or whatever. So I think that we're definitely gonna have all our questions answered the night that they fight. Now I don't necessarily. So with that being said, I don't necessarily want to pick a winner in this fight because I just don't know where Errol Spence is at. And then when it comes to fights like that, where it's like I don't know where a person is at mentally, I don't like to make a prediction with that because you just don't know. Now, if it's the Errol Spence of all time, I think Errol Spence would beat Sebastian Fundora. Errol Spence has a very good body workout, body punches. Sebastian Fundora is there to be hit. Errol Spence is a good inside fighter. So, maybe Errol beats him. I don't know, but it just depends on where Errol is at mentally. Now, Sebastian Fundora just came off of a war himself, but I don't think that it took the toll or the mental stress that Errol Spence fight with Terence Crawford did. With Terence Crawford getting the winner, like I said, if it's Errol Spence, it just depends on how he looks. I did say that I would like to see a rematch between the two at 154, just because I didn't know if the weight played that much of a significant role with Errol Spence. I don't think that anybody, outside of a few people that I know, I don't think anybody expected a one-side fight like that with Terence Crawford. So, who knows? Maybe Errol puts up a better fight with Terence Crawford should they rematch. And if not, if Sebastian Fundora wins, then, so be it. Congratulations to him. I think him versus Terence Crawford is a interesting matchup. I have to do a video on that separately. Let's see who wins this fight first. But hopefully I'm assuming that this fight is gonna be made next year, because Errol Spence is definitely they're definitely gonna sell him on pay-per-view, and then I know Tank Davis fights in December, so it's not smart to have 2 pay-per-view fights in 1 month. You don't do that. So it looks like they'll probably be fighting in January of 2025 if I have to guess. because November is just is not gonna happen. It's too soon. You know what I'm saying? So they'll probably fight January or February of the new year or whatnot. But still, you know, it's interesting to see what's gonna happen. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Who are you picking in this fight? But what do I know?